Hey guys, Paradox here. Today I've got a very special video for you guys. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new YJ MGC version 2 from SpeedCubeShop. Alright guys, so here they are, the brand new MGC V2s. It hasn't even been a year since the first MGC came out, and YJ has already released pre-orders for the second version. Clearly YJ is trying pretty hard to enter the SpeedCube market, and they made a pretty good first impression with the V1's price point being so low. And I think they're using that same idea moving forward with the MGC V2. This is priced at $19.95 at SpeedCubeShop. So, and it does have a few more new features that we'll get into in just a second. Along with the cubes, I received this pretty handy letter from SpeedCubeShop. It's basically saying that when they let some testers try out the MGC, they thought it was like the new Valk 3 because it was so good. They also mentioned that SpeedCubeShop has been assisting with the development of the MGC V2. All of the black MGC V2s actually come with full bright SCS stickers. The V2 actually has a pretty cool feature now. They have 3 different spring options. The yellow ones will be the lightest, medium is what comes with these, and blue will be the strongest spring setting. I don't actually have these other springs with me because these are kind of just sample early versions that I've gotten, but they have the medium ones, which we'll try out. The MGC V2 is going to officially release and start shipping on the 22nd, but the pre-orders are up right now. Well, now that we have all those details out of the way, let's actually try these cubes. So first of all, what I notice is SpeedCubeShop's full bright sticker shades. I'm actually used to using like half bright or like kind of mid bright shades. I normally don't use a blue that's this bright. One thing I noticed with the stickerless one is the green kind of has like this ugly dark pale color. It's kind of hard to see right now. It looks really bright, but if I tilt it like this and the camera, it looks darker. That's kind of what it looks like in real life. It's kind of dark and ugly, but they do mention that it's going to be brighter in the final version. This is just a, I guess, a prototype. Alright, so let's just do some first turns. So first impressions are that out of the box, it really does feel quite buttery. It's kind of like you just lubed the cube and it has that gummy feeling to it. It has been thoroughly lubed by SpeedCubeShop, so that could be a reason. It is very tactile as well, so it has like that similar bumpy feel that the other MGC had, but not as much. So here is the MGC version 2, and I talked a lot about this in my review. You can even hear it there. Got this weird like bumpy feel to it, and it's actually a very quiet cube. This is a little bit different. It actually feels more like a traditional cube, where like it's not as quiet and really stealthy feeling. It's a little bit louder, more tactile feeling, and it doesn't have the clickiness as much as a version 1. So in terms of speed, it's not overly crazy fast out of the box like a gang cube would be. It's actually more controllable. It has a medium speed to it. So yeah, I'm actually just gonna go do a bunch of averages on these, and I will let you guys know soon what I think about them. Alright guys, so I just got done with an average of 100 on the MGC V2, and I've got to say overall I actually do like the cube. I will say though, I don't think it's just from the performance. I don't think it's anything like amazing or extraordinary or just like revolutionary, but I definitely think it's a pretty good cube. It's better than most cubes out there. And then when you consider the price point, it goes from being a pretty good cube to a pretty great cube just because of how cheap it is. And I haven't even gotten a chance to test out the 3 different like spring settings, because I only have the medium spring setting here that it comes with. But yeah, overall I do like it a lot, and what I mentioned about the buttery feeling, it still really has that. The gumminess overall has died down because I've done so many solves on it now, but it still has that general underlying buttery feel to it. The best way I can think of describing this cube is kind of like a combination of the MGC version 1 and the Valk 3. That's kind of what this cube reminds me of, those 2 cubes mixed together, because it has the MGC version 1's like smooth and buttery and stealth feel to it, kind of like the quiet bumpiness, which is fairly subtle, but it's still like a pretty smooth cube overall. And then it also has the Valk 3's tactile feeling. It's kind of weird, like imagining a cube with that's smooth and tactile at the same time. It's just kind of weird to even think about that, but that's kind of what this is. It's very buttery, but also tactile. That's like, I guess that's the best way I can think of describing it. So yeah, just kind of imagine the version, the MGC version 1 and the Valk 3 mixed together, and that's pretty much what this cube feels like. The speed is pretty good overall too. I think it feels faster than the version 1 to me, which I like. But it's nothing. It doesn't have like really effortless turning. It's not overly fast like any gang cubes. I do like the feel of cubes that have effortless turning, just because they feel really nice to turn because they're obviously so effortless. But those cubes, I find that they're not that helpful when you're speed cubing and to get good times. With this cube, it's kind of in the speed's medium, so it really does help me get pretty good times. So I got like some pretty consistent sub 14 averages, some pretty good sub 13 average of 5s. So yeah, it's overall a really great cube out of the box. I really like it. And the one thing I'll note about the black version is that I don't really like SpeedCubeShop's full bright shades. I don't know, they're just not my thing. I feel like the red is a little bit too bright when you're comparing it with the orange. So I've just had a little bit of trouble with recognition, is what I'm trying to say. The quality and the vibrance of the stickers is amazing by far. I love the looks of it. It's just when it comes to recognition, I would prefer the stickerless one at this time. So yeah, I just thought I'd point that out in case some of you were deciding if you wanted to get the black or stickerless and you were just wondering about the recognition. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about the MGC version 2. Overall, I really like it. At first, I wasn't really getting very great times, but I kind of started to switch to a little bit of a more accurate and lighter turning style, and I was focusing more on my look ahead, and immediately my times just dropped like a second. So now I'm doing pretty consistent. So it just takes a little bit of time, I guess, to adapt anytime you're trying out a new cube. So yeah, now I feel like I'm doing pretty well with a slower, slightly more accurate turning style. But overall, I really like this MGC version 2. It's a huge thumbs up from me. I think YJ did a great job with this, and SpeedCubeShop for helping them out. They also did a great job. Just wanted to give a huge thank you to SpeedCubeShop for sending me both of these MGC version 2s. You guys can check out the link in the description to go to SpeedCubeShop and pre-order this right now. I think the first batch of pre-orders is actually limited, so after that it'll be a while, I guess, until the next batch comes in. So if you're interested, I'd highly recommend it. Plus, it's actually on the cheaper side of most cubes compared to the performance. I guess it's like the best bang for your buck that you can get when it comes to speed cubes. Just the performance to price ratio is so high that I think it makes this cube worth trying out for everyone. Even if you already have a really good main, I'd say this is just one of those cubes that you should just have on your list to get whenever you are thinking of getting a new cube. Anyway, that was it for my first impressions. I will likely be coming out with a full review video of this in the future, and maybe some comparison videos. If you guys like this video, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.